Salud, my unit. A whole nother week of content here on the channel begins right now at Amped Up with BC for 10/28/24. Everything happening in the pro wrestling world, WWE, AEW, TNA, it doesn't matter. If it's in the headlines, this is your place to be. We'll try to break it down, dissect it, discuss it, hopefully make sense of it. So if you love pro wrestling, smash all the things down below, man. Subscriptions, notifications, likes, all the buttons, man. Join the channel, membership. Love having my board of directors leading the charge. And damn, we're going to start off huge this week. We're going to start off with a lot of good conversations in this upload. Today's Amped Up. We're going to talk AJ Styles to the TNA Hall of Fame. WWE says not so fast. We've all been in those relationships where it seems to be benefiting one person way more than the other. I think this was the moment where TNA goes, wait a second. We don't feel like we're getting much here. We're giving you Joe Hendry, we're giving you Jordan Grace, we're giving you anything you want or need because you're the juggernaut, you're the big bad WWE, we get it. We should only be so lucky to work with you. But what are we really getting in return besides Tatum Paxley from NXT? We just want to induct a dude into the Hall of Fame. We'll talk about that story and what the reason that we're hearing that WWE is not allowing AJ Styles to go into the TNA Hall of Fame, and why, if that is indeed the reason, BC calls major BS. Major caps BS. We'll talk about that. We're also going to discuss, this one's sad, man, because I put her on a pedestal. I love Samantha. You guys know that. I have still not gotten over Howard Finkel decades later. Nobody can replace Fink. Tony Schimmel was really good. Lillian Garcia was really good. And then we finally got Samantha, and I was like, this is it. Take us to the next decade plus, Samantha, because you got that it factor. But this is sad. Samantha is leaving no question marks as to why she left WWE. She came right out. Recently, she came right out and said exactly. Like, there's no, you can't, take her words and go, yeah, but maybe it was this, maybe it was. She tells you exactly why she left WWE. And why it's sad is because by her words, basically, right, she can never return. Or at least not doing what she is so damn good at, right? BC, what do you mean? Why can she never return to announcing? We'll go over what she said and we'll talk about it. And if you guys think there's a way that she can come back and we're going to forget that, then awesome. Because hopefully I can jump on board with that notion. Because as much as I love Samantha, she is basically telling you she ain't ever coming back to that role. Maybe not even to the company. She also defended Ricochet. Rico's been catching a lot of heat ever since Samantha left. And Rico's been getting heat anyway because he's been going back and forth with fans on the doohickey machine. So Rico's kind of causing his own heat. Now Samantha is coming to his defense. Wait till you hear what she says to fans trying to protect her man, Rico. So we'll go over those two stories involving Samantha Irvin. Irvin or Irvine? I know there's a chef, Robert Irvine. He's the master chef. He's the best. He has an E at the end of his name, Irvine. Samantha, I don't believe, has an E at the end. So maybe it's just Irvin. Irvine. Well, Sam. Either way, it's sad, right? It's sad that Sam's gone, and now by her words, she might not be, well, she most likely is never coming. I mean, damn, you guys got to hear what she said. I'll just leave it at that. That's the teaser. Can you tell I'm still trying to comprehend this? At least if she didn't say that, it would have left the door open. We'll talk about it. BC's hung up on that. It's like losing the Fink decades ago. No! And Vince booted the Fink just because he was getting older. It doesn't matter. The Fink could be 165, and the Fink was going to have that it factor. Nobody was going to be better than the Fink's announcing. So just because he was looking cosmetically older, no, he wasn't. Right up until the last days of the Fink looked like the Fink. Anyway, we'll move on. NXT had their Halloween Havoc last night. Wow, that was rough. It should have been a lot better. It was some hokey pokey, not hocus pocus. It was some hokey pokey type circus shit. It was that rough to watch, man. Main event delivered physically. The finish, Kalani. What did they do to Kalani? We'll go over some NXT from last night, Halloween Havoc, Monday Night Raw. By the time you guys see this is hours away. We'll go over the preview, 4 big talking points, 4 big matchups, big, according to WWE. We'll talk about it, see if they are big. And BC going to the Yankee game tonight in the Bronx. So I'll have to catch Monday Night Raw afterwards, but you guys will get a review tomorrow morning, I assure you. But BC is going to be Bronx bound. Game 3 of the World Series, Yankees versus Dodgers. We're down 2 games, so BC has to be there. I'll be behind a home plate, so make sure you guys say what's up if you're in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Somewhere around home plate is where the seats are. So check it out, guys. BC checking out the Yankees live in the Bronx. Then I will catch Raw at some point. Tomorrow, you guys will get a review. For right now, swig of coffee. I'm going to take you guys to the opening signature. Come right on back. We're going to talk all these topics and a lot more. A lot of good discussion, and we do it right now. Yeah, so this is as close to must-win as possible without it actually being an elimination game tonight, right? The Yankees are down 2 games to the Dodgers. We lose tonight. There's no way you're going to go down to the Dodgers 0-3 and expect to pull what happened in 2004 when the Red Sox came back and won 4 straight to defeat my Yankees. That's not happening with the Dodgers. This is must-win tonight. So if BC has lost his voice for the Raw review tomorrow, you guys know why. I was screaming. I was doing my own chants, right? When Aaron Judge is at the plate, screaming, "You don't got it. You don't got it." If anybody knows, Aaron Judge is our star. He hasn't hit. He couldn't hit a basketball right now. You could granny throw. You know what a granny throw is? When you lob it underneath your legs and you just kind of, it's like negative 25 miles an hour. You could granny throw a basketball. Aaron Judge is going to somehow miss it. The only ones hitting right now is Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto. The rest of the team is in left field with a hockey stick. Now, where's my mitt? You got a hockey stick? Lacrosse. Oh, man, right? I'll be the one screaming out, "This is awful. This is awful." But my Yankees are just we're not doing it in the World Series. So tonight, BC is going to have to, I'm going to have to kind of nudge them in the right direction. I might be the loudest one in the entire Bronx. I'm usually the loudest in the Bronx anyway. Doesn't matter what borough I'm in, right? Brooklyn, Queens, you'll know. BC's the one screaming at everybody. Get out of my way. All right, guys, let's start with AJ Styles. This story, I told you guys this was going to happen, didn't I? So the story goes like this, and then Fightful added some more to the story as to like a possible reason as to why WWE declined. But the story goes like this. TNA approached WWE to induct AJ Styles into their Hall of Fame. Now, for those that don't know, AJ Styles has been a big part of TNA for years. Some people loved his booking or thought it was at least good enough. A lot of people thought his booking was just, no, come on, we could have done better. No matter what, though, we all admit that he was a staple in that organization. Like, when you think of AJ Styles, you don't just think WWE. Or at least if you know, that type of situation. You think of AJ in those years as well. I know BC does. So he has to go into their Hall of Fame. We know that. So they thought right now is a good time because they have this working relationship with WWE. We're not asking AJ to wrestle. He just got injured. We understand. But even if he didn't, we're not asking you to have him wrestle or let us have him wrestle. We're just asking, hey, can we just throw him in our Hall of Fame? Just show the guy some love. WWE declined, from what we're hearing. These are the reports, guys. And then there was a backup follow-up, again, by Fightful. And they actually backed it up with even possible reasoning. And that is WWE, they're using the injury or storyline that they might attach to the injury. Something like that, right? So WWE's like, yeah, he's kind of out right now. He's rehabbing. BC is calling absolute BS. What are you talking about? It is one night where this guy gets to just say some words, get adulation from the fans that he entertained for years, and say thank you. You can even set a time. Okay, he's got rehab, but the next morning, but 20 minutes. Let him 20-minute speech. How's that? 20-minute speech. And then he's got to go home to rehab. You could have done this easily. This is WWE flexing. When we said we're in a relationship and we're going to work together, I meant we are the juggernaut. You're the little TNA, right? You're the little engine that goes when we tell you to go. If it's red light, you stay sitting at the light. When it goes green, you'll know because we'll let you know. When we want Jordan Grace, you send Jordan over, right? Red Rover, send Jordan Grace over. Red Rover, send I Believe in Joe Hendry over. All your top stars, if you have any, we want them. And don't ask for anything in return. We're going to give you whoever. Tatum Paxley. Here's Tatum Paxley. Tatum who? Paxley what? What? And TNA's like, Tatum Pax, all right, then that'll bump our rate, right? TNA desperately wants some ratings out of this, right? We're working with WWE. We're giving you everything that we've created, everything that's a buzz in the community. Jordan Grace, Joe Hendry, they are. And you're giving us Tatum Paxley. So then they're just like, dude, can we just have AJ for the Hall of Fame? You want to do something really cool for one of the biggest stars in the world and really show everybody that, TNA, we had these stars too, man. Like, TNA's legit. Can we just get some eyeballs? Or can this relationship start to work for us as well? And WWE's like, no. That was such an adorable request. Pat him on the head. Now go sit in the corner until we come and get you. If we need Jordan again, we'll let you know. We're going to set up Jordan Grace versus Zarya. So they turned them down. Now, things could always change, and I hope the next story we hear is, WWE changed their minds. AJ will be going into the Hall of Fame for TNA. But there's no injury that would prevent AJ from accepting an award or going into a Hall of Fame for one night on a 20-minute speech. Even if you had to do it by satellite from his physical therapist, I'm sure TNA would be like, thank you. But no, they just want him in the WWE Hall of Fame first to say he's he's a WWE Hall of Famer. Dude, he was there first. It's not a competition in that, right? And you're working with them. They're giving you everything they have. And because you're the big bad WWE, you're playing the bully role. Just help them out if you're going to help them out. Don't do it half-ass. When Vince McMahon helped ECW, he literally put them on their Monday Night Raw show. He said, I'm going to take little ECW and I'm going to make them something because that's what I want to do. I'm not just going to do this for myself. In fact, Paul Heyman to this day doesn't know why Vince really did it because nothing benefited Vince. They didn't make anything from that. They didn't pull more eyeballs. It was just Vince helping out Paul Heyman for some reason. There's no WWE reaches out to TNA, and I told you guys, something doesn't seem right. It's like they're not out in the business. Vince didn't teach Hunter Hearst Helmsley just to help out all the territories. And now that we don't have territories, it's just smaller independent companies. No, Hunter wasn't raised like that by Vince, so something didn't seem right. Sure enough, has this relationship seemed one-sided to you? Yeah, me too. Now, if you're one of those fans that's like, well, BC, it's WWE. I mean, come on. TNA should just be happy enough that WWE is mentioning them. Well, you could be right. But it's still, they trusted WWE that, hey, we're going to work to, WWE went to them, man. And they're like, all right, who do you need? We'll give you anything, man. They risked their top stars, man. This is a company that's struggling. And they gave WWE their top stars because they're the big bad WWE. And they're hoping, hey, man, maybe, get some eyeballs to our product, They're actually going to help us too. Pretty cool, because we actually need it. WWE doesn't need it. They don't need Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry. But we'll gladly let you book them and show the world this talent. And in the process, maybe maybe we'll get some big stars, right? And show everybody what we're doing over here, because that's what you said. We're going to have a working relationship. We didn't think Tatum Paxley was going to be the ceiling. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, and I really do hope this is an eye-opener for WWE. I hope they get a lot of backlash for it and realize, dude, what are we doing? We went to them, we said we're going to have a working relationship. Let's actually send them some superstars. If they get big, awesome. We're working with them, right? It's a working relationship, man. It's not just, hey, let me get everything you have because you're the little pissant company, which is what Hunter called Tony Khan's AEW when they started, right? A pissant t-shirt company is what Hunter called Tony Khan's. So that's how he looks at the indies anyway. And again, that's how Vince brought him up. Vince was eating up territories, buying them and looking at them at the little fish in his pond. Hunter was brought up the same way. He wants to look more cool and hip for the social audience. So he's going to work with these people. He's going to bring in the Motor City Machine Guns. He's going to throw titles on them. See, I'm hip, man. I'm with all the talent that's cool these days. But Hunter's got the same mentality. You know, yeah, we're going to work together. I'm going to squash you like a bug. Tatum Paxley. And they can't even let AJ Styles over for a Hall of Fame. Stop, Hunter. So I hope the next story we hear is that AJ Styles is going into the Hall of Fame. He doesn't need to be a WWE Hall of Famer first. Stop. We're not children coming out of kindergarten. Stop it. The guy put in the years ago. Let them honor him. If that's all they're asking for, it's not like you're giving them John Cena during his retirement tour. It's not like you're sending over Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton. Cut the BS. Let him induct AJ Styles. Don't be an idiot. Moving on. This one's more sad, man. This is Samantha, and I can't believe what she said because it sets the stage for she can never come back now, at least not in the role that she's best at. So, Samantha Irvin, without the E, I think it might just be Irvin. I'm going to give you a quote, and I'm just going to come right out now and tell you the quote, because then we're going to talk about why would you say that, even if it's 100% true, which there's no reason for her to lie about it. I mean, this is exactly how she feels and why she left. So much love and respect, as we've always had for Samantha. But by saying it publicly, now she can never come back. Samantha says this: I don't like announcing. I'm serious. I'm going to give you more, but let's just stop right there. Guys, straight up. I don't like announcing. No, I'm serious. Boom, done, mic drop. She can never come back. She can never come back as an announcer anyway, guys, which is what we all fucking fell in love with, that type of role that she was in, because she's amazing at it. So Samantha says, I don't like announcing. I'm serious. Well, if she ever came back as an announcer, how can you not think about that, right? She's doing something she doesn't love, right? You can never really invest in it anymore because you know it's all an act. And she is an actor, by the way, a model, a musician. You know, in fact, she admits, the next line, she says this is a quote. So she says, I don't like announcing. I'm serious. Announcing was only supposed to be my way in. And I don't think she just meant WWE or wrestling. I think she meant just her way in, right? Get big and maybe go on to her music career, modeling, acting. But for wrestling, for sure, announcing was only supposed to be my way in. She goes on to say, I wanted to manage or maybe even become a general manager one day. That was never going to happen. I mean, Samantha, wishful thinking, but what makes her general manager? Only AJ Lee was able to come in and cause such a stir so quickly. AJ Lee, in a short amount of time, became general manager. I don't know if Samantha thought that was just going to happen like Ava, because that's The Rock's daughter, Simone. But if Ava wouldn't be a general manager at such a young age. So Samantha, that's big goals though. And I guess if she if she informed Hunter of that from the jump, maybe it would have happened. But a manager, for sure, if that's truly what she wanted to do, I don't see why WWE would have an issue with that, other than the reason she's so damn good as an announcer. But if she's not happy, then Hunter would have to do the right thing, because you don't want to lose Samantha. But Samantha goes on to say, WWE saw no other future for me besides announcing. She said WWE saw no future with me if it wasn't in announcing. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, guys. That's head of creative. That's the be-all, end-all. Right. The heads of Endeavor, Nick Khan, are not making that decision, right? No, Samantha, I cannot have that happen. Sorry, Hunter. I kiboshed Samantha leaving the announcing. No, Hunter makes that final decision. Who's his announcer? Who's going to be a manager? Who's his general manager in storylines? That's Hunter. Samantha says WWE, meaning Hunter, they didn't see any other future for me. Vince has been, if you think the last 2 years, Vince McMahon's biggest problem has been Samantha. Vince is up till 3 a.m. going, oh, Samantha Irvin. Samantha, you cannot leave announcing. You're going to be fired. No. Hunter Hearst Helmsley said, no, you got to do the Hunter voice, right? You got to humble it down so you're like the parent, you're the father. Yeah, so we're going to need you in this role right now. Yeah, I'm going to need that stapler back at the end, by the end of your shift. Yeah. What was that movie? Office Space? The fucking, the a-hole boss always, I'm going to need that. Yeah. I'm going to need that stapler back. The little nerdy chubby guys, like, it's my paycheck. I haven't got my paycheck in 3 months. Yeah. I'm just going to need that stapler back. You just wanted to punch him. Hunter's just like, yeah, but we're going to need you as an announcer. Thanks, though. That's cute. You have dreams and goals. Yeah. Too funny, man. But it's what's not funny. What's actually sad is that they lost Samantha because they just wouldn't fucking invest in her. Just invest in her. That's all she's asking. I want to have fun. I want to do what I really enjoy. I understand. Hunter, like us, man, we know, whoa, you got so much talent. But if she's saying, I don't like this, and I'm about to leave because I'm not having any fun, and I don't want to do what I don't want to do. And Hunter's like, yeah, that's, you can pack up. I'm just going to need that stapler back. You know, man, this is on Hunter for losing. You know, you can say, and Kayla Braxton was on Hunter's watch. You can say Renee was on Vince's. That's fine. I think that was Hunter too, though. Wasn't that just last year that they lost Renee? Renee Young, Renee Paquette? I think they were all on Hunter's watch, but there's 3 ladies you cannot lose. Renee Paquette, Kayla Braxton, and Samantha Irvin. And Hunter lost all of them. Renee could be doing ESPN and should be right now. Kayla Braxton calmed every situation down and was so matter-of-fact but so composed. She was just a joy to listen to, man. An easy-peasy lemon squeezy, as Oscar would say, hour-long preview would go by like that. Kayla Braxton had it. Samantha's the best at what she does. No matter what she's doing, you don't want to lose her. Why all these ladies are flying out of WWE under Hunter's watch, I have no idea. Or I have some idea. The women's division is completely, horribly booked, and that's an understatement, and I'm being generous. So I don't know how he lost all 3, but Samantha was just saying, I wanted to do more. I didn't actually like announcing. And she says, and I quote, WWE saw no other future for me besides announcing. She closes out by saying, I love watching the action, but I don't love being an announcer. Again, she doubled down on it. She starts off saying, I don't like announcing. I'm serious. And she ends this paragraph saying, I don't love being an announcer. How many times can she tell you she doesn't like this? Right. So it doesn't matter if you're really good at something. If you don't like it, if you don't enjoy it, you come across that there's going to come a time where you're like, what am I doing? If I don't like this and it's just a paycheck, there's got to be more to life. There's no way I'm going to do this, man. Too many people, they just sit back and they do what they feel they have to do, right? They go to their little miserable 9-to-5s and they rot. Sucks for them. Do what you love. And if you suck at it, well, then you can always go back to your 9-to-5 crap fest. Hey, pays the bills. Oh, Samantha says, nah. In fact, listen to this, man. People are coming hard at Rico. Ever since he signed with AEW, a lot of people that don't like AEW are really coming hard at him. So he was, rocking back with him. He was shooting back on the interweb machine and going back and forth. I don't know why he would do that with fans. Let it be. Let them just literally let them sulk in their own misery. But for some reason, Rico wanted to go back and forth, and that only caught him more heat. So Samantha actually came to his defense. Listen to what Samantha said. And this gives you more insight on even her leaving WWE while defending her man, Rico. So, Samantha, in defending Rico in his battle with fans, Rico's big storyline when he left WWE, battled it out with the fans. Samantha finds herself now trying to defend Rico. And Samantha says, and I quote, "When he was at WWE, all he ever heard was that he's a jobber or that he's in catering. Now he's paid well to put on matches he likes." Just a little bit of a shot at WWE. And she has went out of her way to tell all of us that she still loves WWE. She has nothing bad to say. But when you say things like, WWE never saw a future for me besides announcing when she wanted more, and WWE never saw more in her. Obviously, you're talking about Hunter Hearst Helmsley, right? You can blanket it, but and then when you say that her man Ricochet, all she ever heard was he's a jobber, he's in catering, and now he's actually paid well to put on matches that he actually likes. I mean, that's another shot at WWE, even if it's subconsciously. She might not have even meant to do it. But this goes to show you that their talks, right? They're a couple, and when they're talking at dinner, and if they do bring up business, I don't think WWE was brought up in a very positive way when they're at the dinner table. It sounds like Rico was planning his exit long before, and it sounds like Samantha was doing the same, because listen, she went on to say this. In that same paragraph, Samantha says, "Also, I went to the show last night and the crowd was having fun. Not everyone wants to be famous doing something they don't enjoy." So she kind of brings her own situation back into it while talking about Rico, right? Not everybody wants to be famous doing something they don't enjoy. She just told us that she did not enjoy announcing, and because of that, and WWE didn't want to do anything else with her, she said, "Peace, deuces, oozes." Well, she brought it up with Rico. Rico was famous in WWE, sure, but he was not doing what he liked. He was not doing what he enjoyed. So this goes to show you they were both planning their WWE exit long beforehand. Because both of them are saying, or she is speaking for Rico, they were both doing something in WWE they didn't want to do, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley was not willing to budge to do anything else. Now, I will absolutely fault Hunter for not doing more with Samantha. You can't let a talent like that go. For Rico, I always saw a ceiling with him. I do not fault Hunter at all. There's only so far you can go with Rico. There's a ceiling. He's not good on the microphone. And that's going to be hard to sell a lot of storylines. He was decent with the Logan Paul storyline a couple of years ago, I think it was. He was good in that storyline. It was very well executed. Everything was good there, I thought, for the most part. Aside from that, I can't tell you anything Rico was involved in that I really cared about because Rico never drew me in. So when he did get the opportunities, and I'll absolutely agree with those that say he never was given that many, but when he was, he never even hit a base hit, let alone a double, triple, and definitely not a home run. The Logan Paul storyline was definitely a triple. I'll give you that. Every once in a while, if you play the game long enough, you'll hit the ball square and come up with a gem. If you play long enough. Rico's been playing long enough. He ended up getting a triple. Good for him. I loved it. I'm like, more of that. But we never really saw follow-up. BC never really believed in what Rico was saying and doing. But when he gets in the ring, he absolutely makes you go, ooh, he's the cat toy, and the audience are the cats. And the toy's going all over the place, and you know how the cat does with the toy, right? He's going all over the place, right? And your eyes are all, because he's flipping and diving all over the place. He's a good hand that does all the gymnastic flippity-doo-dahs. And it's adorable. And when it's all said and done, you push him to the side for the real main events. Those are harsh words, but they're the facts for a lot of fans, and that's why he never truly got over. You can't just blame Hunter for a guy like Rico not getting over. He's in AEW, he's had several matches already, and guess what, guys? There's no real buzz. The ratings have either stayed stagnant or went backwards. Nobody's talking about Rico in the headlines. So there's only so much that, what's Tony Khan gonna do? We'll wait and see. But so far, it ain't just a Hunter issue with Rico. It's a Rico issue with Rico. But Samantha, defending Rico, she's had enough of fans, just upset with Rico. But what I would tell Sam is tell Rico, just stop going back. You're the superstar. You ain't got to get in back and forths with nobodies. If that's how you look at them, right? If they're being mean or they're saying these things to Rico and you don't like it, ignore. Don't even give the attention. Screw them, man. They're just going to line the pockets of Ricochet, right? They're either actual fans anyway, or they're still going to watch just to not like Rico. Either way, Rico wins, right? It'll keep buying you dinners. But there's no reason for Rico. Just concentrate on what you're doing in AEW. How can you get better? But Samantha, man, Samantha is doing a lot of talking, and that's good, right? And she does not hide how she's feeling. That's for damn sure. It's just sad the whole, coming right out and saying, I don't enjoy it. I don't love it. I don't even like it announcing. She can never come back to that now. And that's, I think, the saddest. We always think like even Lillian came back after all these years, right? Because Samantha left, but she came back. The point is they always come back. Under Vince, under Hunter Hearst Helmsley, whether it's Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, Warrior, Bret Hart, right? Who would have thought Bret Hart and Vince would be in the middle of the ring staring at each other after the Montreal screw job? But they always do. CM Punk. But Samantha, when she tells you she doesn't even like doing that job. She comes back 5 years later. Guys, it's me, Samantha. Remember me? I love this now. I just realized. Let me forget what I said. Nobody's forgetting the fact that you said you can't stand this announcing crap. Let's go NXT on the Amped Up show for 10/28/24. I told you, man, coffee's flowing, a lot of good stuff to talk about. Appreciate you guys, man, big time. From subscribers to channel members. My board of directors on the channel. Let me, BC, just give you guys a huge salute. Appreciate you guys very much. At some point this week, I would like to do, maybe even before the game tonight, who knows, just a little coffee with the unit, and I just want to acknowledge and say thank you. A big salute to all of my channel members. So I'm testing out live stream. I'm trying to get rid of some technical difficulties, trying some new stuff, seeing if it works. So this is a good little test live stream, and it's just going to be me saying thank you to my channel members. So yeah, it's going to be like 20 minutes of BC drinking a coffee and saying thank you to every single channel member. How's that sound? At some point this week, that's probably going to go live. Probably no notice. So you guys know the deal. Subscribe, notified, and if we go live, you guys will know instantly. NXT Halloween Havoc 2024. I don't know if there was high expectations for this show. My right-hand man on the channel, JR9 Gaming, hopefully he did a NXT roundup for Halloween Havoc. If he did, it'll be in the comments down below. JR9's NXT Halloween Havoc report or roundup review. So that'll be down in the comments if he did one. But I know from his last roundup, last week's NXT, JR9 did say there was definitely some things to look for in this event. For BC, this did not land. I'll go over some of the stuff. This won't be an extensive review, and I only could catch it in parts. Like, for instance, I saw the main event first, because that's all I could catch live. And then I had to go back to the North American Championship, and then the Roxy Cora Jade tag match with Julia and Steph, and then Oba Tony D, who seemed like they basically 8,456 matches, like Mello and Andrade. That's Oba and Tony D, it feels like. But yeah, I had to go back. So I watched this in kind of like parts, but thankfully I was able to see basically this entire event, for the most part anyway. And BC's thoughts, I jotted down some notes on this. First, I'll just say Holland defeating Andre Chase. Okay. I don't know why this had to be on this event, other than to have all of the things around ringside, right? Skeletons, pumpkins, you name it. There was Echo One at the aisleway. You know, Echo One, the Ghostbusters. They called it an ambulance. Kind of looked like a hearse. It was an ambulance. Kind of looked like a hearse. Kind of looked like Echo One from the Ghostbusters. But Holland shoves Andre Chase in there, and Holland wins this match. And when the night finished in the main event, Holland was back out there. I'll go over that in a minute. But, all right, so you got to use all the Halloween gimmickry. Did that really float anyone's boat? Maybe. Maybe you got to your destination. You washed up upon shore. For PC, I'm like, I would have gotten off that boat. I don't care if it's the middle of the Atlantic. Holland defeats Andre Chase. All right. Steph and Julia did defeat Roxanne Perez, Roxy, and Cora Jade. In fact, Roxy got pinned by Stephanie. Now, I know you guys know how high I am on Roxy. I feel she got absolutely slighted on the PWI 250, not even making the top 10, and then like a slap in the face, putting her in 11th right after the top 10. Come on, bro. But it is what it is. But I'm actually okay with this. The title wasn't on the line. And I know BC cannot stand when champions lose non-title matchups. But this is Stephanie and Julia. There's no way they're losing. And if they're going to pull a W, you might as well make it as impactful as imaginable. I don't think Stephanie should be the one to take the title from Roxanne Perez. So if they do meet one-on-one, I'm actually okay with Roxy defeating Stephanie. That's an even bigger W. But this was a massive setup W for Stephanie to show the casual fans that don't know a lot about her. Damn, she just beat the champ. But the champ didn't actually lose the title. I feel everybody saves face. No harm, no foul. So as much as a lot of people thought, oh, Roxy got pinned middle of the ring, BC's going to be furious. Not really. Not at all. Look at the ladies in this match. When Cora Jade is the weakest link, you know it's a pretty good tag match. Because Cora Jade's pretty damn good. She's trying to find her footing, trying to find that pacing coming back from injury. But Cora Jade caught on pretty quick. She's a good wrestler. And she's the weakest link out of the four. You know you got four strong ladies in there. Either one of them takes this L, I can't be mad. Either one of them takes this W, I can't be mad. So that's what happened in that matchup. Nothing really of substance after the match. Zarya was shown way up in the... Was that the... Yeah, she was shown up in the, like... Not rafter. She was in like a skybox, I guess, right? Like a suite. And there's a huge spotlight on her, and Zarya's up there. So they just wanted to show you her presence. Now, the next ladies match, Zarya was going to be back out there, but she was going to be in the middle of the ring taking ladies out. But that was that ladies match. Now, the one that really just befuddled BC, it wasn't Roxy getting pinned. It was the North American Championship for the ladies. Kalani Jordan losing her championship. First of all, her being in a gauntlet match makes no sense, and it's just not right. BC, the world is not fair. I get it. Trust me. It's not. So pro wrestling definitely isn't fair. But how are you going to put a champion like Kalani into a gauntlet match and honestly say that makes sense or that's justified? Yeah, you've been a really good champion for us. How about you go into a gauntlet match and you have to win 3 matches in one? So right there, it just didn't sit well. Like, that would not be a logical situation. And then on top of that, so they had Kalani defeat Jasmine Nix first. Nix is defeated in about 5 minutes. Kalani pinfall. Then JC Jane is out. Another 5 minutes. Kalani defeats JC. This is by a hold 'em down. Not a traditional roll-up or a schoolboy pin, but a hold 'em down. JC Jane is just being held down, and she's like, I can't get up. And JC Jane can hit the showers. And then comes in Fallon Henley. And Fallon Henley, due to outside interference, right? Kalani takes out Nyx. Then Kalani kicks Jasmine off the ring apron. And then goes for like a shooting star, a 450, one of those crazy Kalani moves, but she gets 2 knees to the gut from Fallon, and then Fallon hits like the knee to the dome piece, something like that, right to the face. And Kalani is pinned, 1, 2, 3, and new Women's North American Champion is Fallon Henley. Now, no disrespect to Fallon Henley. My biggest concern with her is that they're trying too hard to make her like Mickie James's character, right? This cowgirl. She's kind of going away with that in some sense. But why even make her that character? Why get rid of Mickie James to make Fallon Henley that character when Mickie James can still rock it with these ladies tenfold, even at her age? Even as a MILF, you don't get rid of somebody like Mickie James. So that was my big thing with Fallon. I know she can go in the ring. She's at least getting better every time I see her. That's the good news. But Fallon Henley defeating Kalani Jordan, Kalani's title reign should not have ended in the middle of NXT's Halloween Havoc event to Fallon Henley. There's no other way I can put that to you. There's no way Kalani's title reign should have ended to Fallon Henley like that. And that's what happened. Kalani Jordan is too damn good. Her title reign, I thought, was going pretty damn well. Could it have been better? Of course. But Kalani was being put on the map. People were starting to see Kalani Jordan is so good. And people would compare her unjustifiably because it was too early. But to Sasha Banks, well, you can. Because I'm seeing a lot of similarities. I'm seeing a lot of wrestlers that she's in there with having to, or she has to slow down her pacing because they can't keep up with Kalani. Not just speed, but mentally. Like Kalani is steps ahead and she's ready to rock and they can't keep up. I saw that with Sasha Banks really early on in her career too in NXT. But that was puzzling to me. Kalani Jordan losing that title the way she did to who she did doesn't make sense at all. And it's just, you're not going to tell me they're sending Kalani to the main roster because that shouldn't be done right now. She's rocking. Keep her in NXT. Keep her getting better and better. When she gets to the main roster, she'll be ready to rock. You had a matchup with Tony D pinning Oba Femi. So Tony D and Oba again. This was an okay match, but the finish was so convoluted with the family. It's like, all right, can we just move on now from Tony D and Oba? Or are we going to do this another 16 times? And then you went into the main event, right? That was, where was that? Yeah, that was Trick Williams and All Ego, Ethan Page. And at one point you had Ethan Page wearing the pumpkin, the Vince McMahon pumpkin. That's always on a wrestler every year for the Halloween trick or street fight, which you'll probably be getting this week or next week, by the way. When is it this? Probably tonight you'll probably get a trick or street fight. But All Ego in NXT was wearing a pumpkin, and Trick is like hitting him with the pumpkin on his head and then kicks him and the pumpkin explodes. You had a pumpkin spot, a pumpkin head in NXT. The match was physical. You know, Trick was like bleeding from his mouth when it was all said and done. They definitely tried to take it to the next level because they've wrestled each other so many times that it's like you have to do something different. So I totally I appreciate what they tried to do and where they went with this. It just, maybe it's the finish that when it was all said and done, I'm like, eh. But the finish was so anticlimactic. It was just a trick shot. All Ego is looking up at the lights. William wins. Trick Williams wins this matchup, and you're like, dude, this is a match that can go anywhere in the arena. They're talking the parking lot, on the roof. And it's just, they didn't really go anywhere. They went into the crowd a little bit. They came back, trick shot, All Ego loses again. And then afterwards was even worse, guys. Afterwards, Ridge Holland hits the ring. Ridge Holland takes out Trick Williams. Ethan Page is like, hey, man, let's do it together. So they double team Trick Williams. And then Bubba Dudley and him and his Busted Open people were like kind of the host of the whole show. So, I mean, they're obviously catering to the Busted Open Bubba show, which is a podcast somewhere. So Bubba was in the arena and he had some run-ins with Holland, like during that, like Holland kept like kind of interrupting him. So there was a little setup to what happened later when Bubba hits the ring after the main event and Bubba takes out Ridge Holland and All Ego. And all this is doing to BC anyway, and maybe JR9 can clarify this. I saw no reporting or news afterwards, but it seems to me like they're setting up a weird tag match for the ECW arena, the 2300 arena, whatever they're calling it now. But the former ECW arena, they're actually coming back to that in a few weeks. And it looks like they're going to have Bubba Dudley in a tag match with Trick taking on Ridge and All Ego. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a weird, dumbass setup to a matchup that'll either make you laugh or just flick the channel away, right? Go to something else. I don't know how many people are going to clamor to see Bubba Dudley and Trick Williams in a tag team match. To see Ridge Holland and All Ego. But that's how NXT's Halloween Havoc ended, with Bubba Dudley clearing the house. Bubba Dudley. With all respect, dude can barely move around the ring. His punches were slower than Grandma Estelle at 106 years old trying to make it from the car into the supermarket. Bubba's punches were slower than that somehow. And that's how NXT, the future, the developmental brand, all the young stars, it ended with Bubba leaving the retirement home, the senior citizens home, and showing up to NXT Halloween Havoc. I don't know. For BC, this event just didn't land. It was fun just to watch the boys and gals do their thing. And everybody had their little costumes on. Andre Chase is Freddy Krueger. You had Beetlejuice. Who's that? Mike Rome, the announcer, as Beetlejuice. So everybody, Vic Joseph was Pumpkin Man. Or what do you call him? Pumpkin... there's a name for that. I forgot what it was. Mr. Pumpkins? I don't know. I don't know. Vic Joseph. At one point, Ego's match, he's like, you look stupid. And then like a second later, he's wearing a pumpkin, and Vic Joseph, it goes, now who looks stupid? It was one of those events. If you told me this was a WWE Vincent Kennedy production, I would not have batted an eyelash. Guys, let's go to Raw's preview tonight. Again, BC will be in the Bronx live. If you're at the Yankee game, say what's up to BC. I'll be somewhere around behind home plate. I don't know exactly where. I forgot where the seat is, but I'll be somewhere behind home plate. Say what's up to BC. If you want to talk wrestling in between innings, that's totally fine. But I will catch Raw at some point, so the review might be delayed tomorrow a little bit, but... Let's go over the preview. Let's see what they have planned live. This is the go-home show to Crown Jewel, so this is a big show. They have to deliver. They have not delivered yet since they went to the 2-hour format. Will that change tonight? So tonight's Monday Night Raw, WWE is advertising 4 matchups that we know about as of now. Of course, there's the little things. I mean, are they going to do anything with Cody and Gunther, for instance? What do they have for the tag team champions for the ladies? We already know Damage Control from WWE Raw is going to be going for the tag titles. The problem is, so is 2 other teams. NXT's Lash Legend and Jackson. SmackDown's Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. So are we going to have all these ladies convoluted on tonight's show? What are they going to do with the Wyatt Six? Another brawl with Final Testament and Miz? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is just not interesting. It's childish booking. It's not fun. And Hunter just seems to be going with it because it's lazy. We don't have to put too much effort into it. Is Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed going to brawl throughout the show again? Are they wrestling tonight or a Crown Jewel, by the way? It's not on my sheet for the announced matchup, so I don't think Bronson and Seth is happening tonight. But this is what they do have planned for tonight, guys. Be nice if I could find the... Hold on, guys. I will get it. I believe anyway. Hold on. Where's the... What the heck? We have a little... Oh, I got it here. All right. I got so many... I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of stories I haven't even been able to get to, and I don't think I'm going to because this is already going kind of long. So some of these stories we'll push back for future amped ups for later in the week. Some of these stories I'll just have to throw to the wayside. But I had even more to talk about, but... We've had such good discussion, and we kind of ran out of time, unfortunately, for this show. But for Raw tonight, 10/28, the New Day will be taking on the Vikings. War Raiders! Vince already kind of ruined it, man. They're the Vikings. New Day versus the Vikings versus LWO. This is a number one contenders triple threat schmaz match like they were doing on the Blue brand, because they don't want to just get creative and just have champions and number one contenders. They just want to throw everybody in there because it's lazy, right? We don't have to think too much. We can use a lot of talent and hope that it actually makes a difference. Hope that fans actually go, wow, this is fun. And hope that it helps all the individuals involved. It doesn't. It makes it a cluster F. It makes it absolutely confusing. It makes it the opposite of fun. But that's what you're getting. New Day, Vikings, and LWO. Zelina Vega versus Ivy. The only thing I'm looking forward to there. I like Ivy. I want to see more from her. And I really like Zelina. I think she is so damn good. And I want to see her get all the time that she has earned. So for me, Zelina and Ivy, I really hope they go out there and rock it out. I hope Hunter gives them time. Will it lead to anything? It doesn't look like it. LWO versus Alpha or American Made. Is that what we're setting up for? Again, unless it's done in a fun way, this is just throwing wrestlers out there to brawl. Calling it a storyline, but it's not. It's randomness. So I don't know the purpose of Zelina versus Ivy. I'd rather Zelina in there with a local jobber, right? Hand job Holly from the local bingo hall and just have Zelina wreck her for 5 minutes. Zelina versus Ivy. Sheamus versus Kaiser. Yeah. Just to get the Sheamus and who's he teaming up with? Is it no, Orton is SmackDown. Somebody was teaming with him, right? Is it Cody Rhodes will probably team with Sheamus at some point to take on Gunther and Kaiser. I'm guessing that's going to happen. Or did we just see Sheamus in a tag team match against Gunther and Kaiser? And that's what I'm thinking. Either way, it's just there's Sheamus and Kaiser yet again. If you haven't seen it the first 8,000 times, you'll get a chance to see it for the 8,001th time. That's right, 1th. Sheamus and Kaiser tonight. Dominic Mysterio versus a former world champion. So that's the big mystery tonight, right? Goldberg. I'm just kidding. Imagine Bret Hart comes out. No, but a former world champion is going to be taking on Dominic Mysterio. And that's it. That's what I got for you guys. I'm hoping it's good because I am going to watch it at some point. And I'm going to do my due diligence and my notes for you guys. And we are going to spend a big part of tomorrow's Amped Up podcast, Amped Up show. We're going to spend a lot of that talking about the Raw review. So you're damn right I'm hoping it's good. So we have a lot of good discussion points and a lot of good positive conversation. But if this is another 2 hours of randomness, if this is another 2 hours of no direction, just directionless, if this is another 2 hours of Hunter Hearst Helmsley doing what Hunter does, nothing, then we gotta kind of rip it at the seams. We'll see. We'll let the boys and gals do their thing. It's the go-home show to Crown Jewel, so it's a big week on the channel. It's a big week for WWE. They have to get off on the right foot. That starts tonight. Go, Yankees, go. I will leave you guys with that. In the Bronx, Yankees and Dodgers, Game 3. The Yankees have to win. This is must win. We ain't going to wait until there's only one game left for us. This is must win right now in the Bronx. There's only 3 games in the Bronx, 2 more in LA, and they already have a 2-game lead. Do the math. Even if we won all 3 in New York, we still got to go to LA and win 1. This is must win. Big Raw tonight, an even bigger Yankees game. BC will be there live, trying to propel, trying to catapult my Yankees to victory. Even if I got to jump onto that field myself, grab a baseball bat, and start wabaka-ing mofos. And baseballs. Taking out Dodgers like whack-a-mole. Until next time, and it will be that next time. Top guys, we are out. BC in the unit saying check you. Deuces, ooses. Check out the SmackDown review I put up this weekend, guys. Jay and Jimmy getting back together. So it's fitting that we... deuces, ooses. Check you guys. Salud.